Hey, what's good, y'all? What it do? Welcome back to Get Tactical. I'm your host, DZ. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So I want to send a huge shout out to all my new subscribers. Just hit 1K. All right. That's a short milestone for me. The next milestone is monetization and then 10K. Really on the road to 10K. So if you like the video, go ahead and share with your friends, tell your mama, and interact in the comments down below. All right. I want to send a huge shout out to everybody that has been sharing already. Telling your friends, telling your mama, everybody that's been interacting down in the comments. I appreciate you. We're only going to keep going up from here. So let's get it. All right, y'all. So for the new subscribers out there that don't know the motto, is stay strapped or get clapped. All right. Really, on this channel, I promote anything 2A, right? I always promote having something with you to defend yourself, protect yourself and your family, all right? Especially if you're a law-abiding citizen, why not? Exercise your 2A God-given right to protect yourself, okay? Now, with that being said, there are some situations to where you can't have a gun with you, even a knife, right? So then I get to asking the question, which really you should ask yourself, are you prepared for violence? Now, in my opinion, there's 3 different levels of being prepared, and I'm not even being far-fetched, okay? I'm not being over-dramatic. All you guys got to do is turn on your TV, right? And you'll see violence happening. You know, a mass shooting that just happened over here, a lady being raped or attempted to be raped, right? A home invasion that just happened down the street, or, you know, what else? A shooting that just happened, right? I'm not being far-fetched. This stuff is really happening. Just because it's not happening to you on your day-to-day basis, it's out there, all right? And it's very present. So, guys, with that being said, are you physically prepared for violence? That's the first step, right? If you guys can't run a mile, if you guys, get tired after, 10 minutes of exercise, really 30 seconds of exercise, you're behind the ball. Having a gun or a knife, it's just going to be a paperweight if you don't have enough endurance to last a fight, all right? You guys even got to think about it. Street fight lasts 30 to 45 seconds, all right? A minute, that's an eternity, especially if you're gassed. These pro elite level boxers, UFC fighters, they get tired too. And they do, 2 to 3 minute rounds, So you guys got to remember, all right? If you're not physically prepared, you're behind the ball, all right? Get out there, get active, get that heart rate elevated, train, okay? The second thing I would say is you guys need to be tactically prepared, right? And that's the cool stuff, the guns, the knives, right? But also you need to train. Train. I can't say that enough, okay? If you guys got 5 guns, 5 firearms, you need to be mastered, at least 3 of them. At least 3, period. And then once you guys get those mastered down, I know a lot of people practice at 7 to 10 yards. Push it back. Go 20. Go 30. Go 50. Granted, the average person is not going to get into a gunfight at 50 yards, right? But it does help to train that, right? And you can train other stuff as well. Guys, just train with your stuff, okay? Master your gun. Learn how to properly place shots on target in a nice, tight group, all right? Now, the third thing I would say is probably, they're all essential, right? But the third thing I would say is probably the easiest thing that you can do is to be situationally aware, all right? It takes nothing, literally nothing, to take a glance in the room to see what's going on. If somebody new walks into the room, take a glance, right? There's so many videos I've seen, people being attacked, okay? They're on their phone. A guy walks in with a hammer. I've seen a guy attack a guy with a hammer, a hatchet, right? Even a machete, right? And then before they get attacked, they're on their phone and the person's just looking around, right? If they had taken that split second to look around, they probably would have seen that something was off. Now, guys, that brings me to my next situation, all right? Now, I work in the construction field, and within the past year, there have been 3 different violent encounters that's happened. Hopefully, if I share this message with you guys, it'll get you thinking to be more prepared, or at least to be more situationally aware, or develop some type of plan that you would use in the event of something happening, some violence going down, all right? So the first situation that happened was at Intel out here in Chandler, Arizona, right? Now, I wasn't there when it happened, but I have worked at Intel. And so basically what happened is two guys. I guess they obviously had some static, some previous beef. But one guy walks in while he's on lunch and he has a baseball bat and he attacks another worker. Now, what happened was, after he attacked him, he hit him in the back of his head with the bat. Then he hit him a couple more times. And then that dude ended up dying from his injuries. That's really unfortunate to say. Sending the prayers out there to the family and the victim involved, all right? But man, I just get to thinking, like, if that guy would have been just a little bit more situationally aware, right? Looking around, he probably would have seen that somebody that he had a previous, beef with walking in with a baseball bat. He probably would have, stood up or grabbed something to defend himself. Maybe he would have grabbed a chair. Maybe he would have grabbed a pipe or something, to defend himself. Even that playing field out. But nope. Apparently from what the news said, the guy had his back turned and he walked up right behind him with the baseball bat and did what he did. And that just sucks, man. This guy was probably out there grinding to provide for himself, obviously. I don't know if he had a family to provide for them, but that's just messed up that type of stuff can happen. That's why I say be prepared, because it can go down anywhere, guys. The second situation that happened was at a job site that I was at. I wasn't at it when this happened. This happened probably like a month or maybe 2-3 weeks before I got there. But they were telling me two guys got into a fight. The guy who lost, he pulls out a blade and he's chasing him around, threatening to stab him with it, right? Now, in that situation, you got people, you had safety personnel that was right there. You had supervisors. You had other co-workers that was right there. All three chose to take a step back and say, hey, I'm not getting involved with this, right? And that just goes to show you guys could be going through a crisis, screaming at the top of your lungs, asking for help, and people can still choose to not get involved. That's why I say you guys are your first line of self-defense, all right? Remember that. But that just blew my mind because everybody was like, hey, whoa. What do you expect? Somebody pulls out a blade. Obviously, you don't want to get involved in that, But that just goes to show you, man, you need to be prepared. Now, in that situation, it's really hard to say what you can do, because there's certain job site policies that you have to follow. Go to your car. Have that thing with you in your car, something. I don't know. But man, just be safe out there, guys, all right? And along with that, because that's the second situation that happened, there was another situation at the job site I was at. I wasn't there when this happened, but same thing, two guys, argument. One guy pulls out a blade, threatening to stab, right? And that just goes to show you guys, man, you need to be prepared at all times. Be prepared, because really it can go down anywhere, guys. All right. Another situation that happened, you Uber delivery drivers, man. If I was doing Uber delivery, Uber Eats, I definitely would be carrying with me. Out here in Arizona, it's a state that's really two-way friendly. You can pretty much carry anywhere you want. There are some exceptions, but I would be carrying if I was doing Uber Eats. Now, so an Uber delivery driver, Uber Eats, does a call, ends up to his destination, and I guess the guy who was receiving the food befriended him and invited him in. I don't know for what. I wouldn't do that, and I don't recommend anybody out there to do so, right? Unless you know them, right? But if you're working, just get to work, drop the food off, and go. So this guy invites the guy in, befriends him, da-da-da-da-da. And now the wife of the Uber Eats driver is wondering where he's at, puts out a missing report for him. He's missing. And then she remembers, oh, he was doing Uber Eats. So let's look up on the app where he was at. Tracked his location, and the person wasn't there. All they found was body parts, right? So now they're looking for this guy. He's on the run, but I guess he was taking body parts and dropping them off while he's on the run across the country, right? They finally found him. He had body parts with him and shit like that. Just weird, twisted shit, guys. These people are sick these days. Remember, everybody's saying, oh, Demon Time in the music, right? You guys got to remember that shit. He was really on some Demon Time. Savage guy. Hopefully, they need to put him down, because that shit is just wicked. But that just goes to show you can't be trusting of everybody, all right? Ladies, this type of stuff happens all the time, right? And this didn't happen to a girl. It's happened to a guy. So that just goes to show you, if that can happen to him, what do you think they'll do to you? Easily overpower you if they can, So that's why I'm saying, guys, you need to be situationally aware and ready, tactically aware with that thing with you. Stay strapped if you can, obviously. And physically ready for the fight if it comes down to it. All right. That just goes to show you, man, this world is crazy. A lot of people have some sick, twisted shit on their mind. So, man, be prepared. All right. And that's what I wanted to say, man, because a lot of violence is going on. Oh, another thing, before I forget, I'm going to say this last thing, I'm going to sign off. You guys need to lock your doors. I've talked about home invasions on my channel. You guys see it. All you got to do is turn on the TV. But some people are not locking their doors. I just seen a video, right? This lady's walking in. Looks like she's coming from the grocery store or something. She has her baby with her. She's not being situationally aware. The Ring camera picks up a lot of it. Right, so she's walking in. There's a guy in the background walking past. She opens the door. As soon as she opens the door, the guy darts from a distance, running right in. Good thing she managed to lock her door as soon as she came in, because if she didn't, the guy would have barged right in, and then ain't no telling what was on his mind, right? I always say, if somebody's willing to break into your house, they got to be slightly off just a little bit without knowing, you know, what's behind the door, who's in there with you, what you're capable of doing. You know what I mean? They got to be slightly off just a little bit, you know. Talk about some demon time. That's a savage demon for you. You know, they're willing to do all types of torture, mayhem, all kinds of shit to you, right? So that's why I say, man, be strapped, stay strapped if you can. If you're a law-abiding citizen that has the right to have one of these, get you one, get you two, and stay strapped. Learn how to use it, train with it, all right? And lock your doors. It's real. Lock your doors, man. It's real, all right? And another thing I want to say regarding to the workplace violence, all right? Now, I know a lot of times, especially being in the construction field, right? Guys, we like to give each other shit. You know, we like to crack jokes on each other, right? I can take it. You know, a lot of people that I'm cool with, they can take it as well. But if you get that feeling, like, man, maybe this person isn't really, you know, the type of person who likes to joke like that. Or if they tell you, hey, man, I'm not cool with that. Can you leave me alone? Or whatever they may say. Take that as a piece of advice and leave them alone. You guys have no idea who may be on their last straw. And you say something to them and they just snap, you know. A lot of the times on these construction sites, the job is already stressful as it is. Even, you know, jobs in general, right? Working in general. It can be stressful enough, you know, without having somebody, you know, send you over the edge. So that's why we have to be more cautious of how we conduct ourselves, right? We got to conduct ourselves more professionally, right? And it is nice to joke, you know, it is nice to, you know, give each other shit here and there. But if somebody can't take it, man, it's best to just leave them alone, right? Because you don't know. They can snap. So that's a message from your boy, DZ. If you guys know somebody out there who could benefit from this information, share it. Tell your friends and tell your mama. All right, we at 1,000, baby. We going up from here. It's only going up. Monetization. Oh, and the giveaway. Don't forget. Stay tuned for the giveaway coming up soon. It's your boy, DZ, and I'm out. Catch me on the next one.